Leather is arguably one of the most important materials in human history. With examples of leather being used going back as far as prehistoric times, leather continues to be a staple in clothing to this day. But if different kinds of leathers have different qualities, how do you know if a pair of gloves is the best for your work? While we can go into further detail later, you can pretty easily sum up the performance of a pair of gloves with 3 criteria: toughness, flexibility, and comfort. In this video, we will discuss the top 5 best leather work gloves. So let's get started. Number 5. Wells Lamont 1132. Anyone who's ever worked in construction will know of the many little impacts, cuts, and scrapes that hands have to deal with. While one can handle these minor pains on their own, they accumulate quickly over the course of the workday. This is one of the reasons why having safety gloves on the job is so important. The 1132 leather gloves by Wells Lamont is one great example. Made out of full-grain cowhide leather, these gloves were able to handle whatever hard knocks my projects would throw at them. Number 4. OZERO Flex Grip Leather Work Gloves. Landscaping and carpentry have many things in common, but one of the most significant is the hazards they have to deal with. From cactus spines to wood splinters and everything in between, puncture hazards are very common in these environments. It's why leather safety gloves like this pair made by OZERO are preferred over cloth and rubber gloves when it comes to this line of work. The toughness of leather grain provides much better protection from punctures that would otherwise pass through. Number 3. Midwest Gloves and Gear. In the consumer market, there is a widespread stereotype about how the quality of a product depends on where it was made. And while this is slowly but surely falling out of favor, brands like Midwest Gloves and Gear are still trying to prove there is some truth to the stereotype with their buffalo leather gloves that are proudly made in the USA. The first design detail that sets these gloves apart is their use of pure top-grain buffalo leather. Sourced directly from one of nature's toughest and most fearsome animals, buffalo leather is known for being extremely tough and hard-wearing. Number 2. Cowhide Split Leather Work Gloves. As I mentioned previously, leather can have different qualities, depending on what animal hide is used to make the leather. But even the same hide can produce different kinds of leathers. This pair of leather gloves made by OZERO is a great way to explain this. Instead of the tough grain one typically associated with leather, these gloves are made with split cowhide leather. Split leather, simply put, is the bottom layer of the leather taken from animal hides, which is more fibrous in structure. Number 1. Superior Glove Company Leather Work Gloves. Of all the leathers used to make leather gloves, cowhide is the most common because of its relatively low cost and easy accessibility. However, cowhide is far from the only hide in widespread use on gloves, and for that reason, I've included this review of these heavy-duty goatskin leather gloves made by the Superior Glove Company. As the name suggests, the outer shell of these gloves is made of goatskin leather. Compared to the more common cowhide, goatskin leather is more supple and lightweight given the same thickness of leather. While one might think the differences are subtle because both are still essentially leather, the differences were quite noticeable from my time using the gloves.